Streaming on a Friday. Always like Friday. It's a nice end of the week, easy stream. Got a little bit of a stuffed up nose, but feeling otherwise perfectly okay. So I think I'm good to go. I am just going to spend this time, maybe a shorter stream, I don't know for sure. But I'll be spending it just working on animation stuff again. I left off yesterday with this mostly working here. If I switch to this, give this a little try, and save this. I do believe this works. I have the wrong SVG up here, but there we go, more or less, that's correct. It's just in the wrong positioning. But we're just gonna continue on with this bit of work here. And I'm gonna pull up the chat on here as I start, as I do now, and see what's up. Ooh, ooh, pop out, yeah. Well, there I go. Okay. Yeah. I'm really not going to try too hard today. Just gonna bum around a little bit. I have this here as a source that I'm pulling into here with BRB, and it's not working completely yet, so I'm in the middle of figuring that out. So this is all of that noise. So let's what I would like to do is take this away. This I don't think will work, so there's some null pointer issue, which means I do want to kind of run this through a pipeline to see what's going on. So that's what I'll start doing. Just having a look. Okay, so we do get out this path here, which is good. Okay, well, let's run this here. If I split, actually, if I do this first, let's see if I run this, if there are any malformed points. That'll be the thing to care about. Map V, actually, if I do, yeah. Map count over this. Let's filter. Huh. So there are a few that equal 2. Pardon me. So 945 points. If I count this, 138 of those points, there's some issue going on. So let me just do something different here. Apologies for the nose. It's just a little stuffed up today. That's all. Okay. Right, so let me do this. Filter equals to count of the item ASDF. Okay, so there's a bunch of situations where something is not being converted in the way I would expect. So what causes that? That's the question that I have to find out, but that's okay. Here's what I'll do. I'll try to narrow down which paths have these issues in them and then just kind of fix them from there. Let's see, if I split path, I should get, I think, 17 paths. Ooh, wait, did I do something wrong? Yes, I did. Of course, I have to do SVG to path and then split path. If I count ASDF 17, yeah. So the reason for that is here there's 17 line or path segments, 2 for this letter, the outline and then the inline. Same here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that makes sense. But I want to try narrow down things down a little bit. So what's the best way to do that? Let me think about it for a moment. Well, I'll just do it this way. I'll just kind of, so here, nth, oh wait, no, I can actually do this. Nth from the split path 0 should give me just the first, yeah, okay, good. Perfect. Okay, so using this setup, I can kind of just inspect the paths one at a time. I think that's fine. I think that'll make sense. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay. Right, so if I do this, okay, so right away I get a few points right here, which is interesting. Thought I fixed that problem, but I'll have a look here. So right away I'm encountering some issues here. So let's have a look. Let's undo this part here and see what is causing this particular path to give me those kinds of problems. I do believe it's related to, or it might be related to, this E here. Maybe that's the problem. I thought I had sorted that out. Well, let's go. I'm gonna have a look at the convert to points function and see what's up. It's somewhere in here. Here we go. Trim, replace. I suppose lineify here might choke on an E character. So let's see here. Okay, here, VH to L. Okay, so lineify takes a sequence of split lines, and split lines just splits on new line characters, right? So there should, in theory, not be. Well, let me just make this little test function here. Let's just comment out all the parts so I can see things one at a time, kind of thing. Okay, so split lines. So if I do 2 points of ASDF, let's see what happens. Oop. Okay, here it kind of works. Then I wonder why it stops working after that. Let's try this. Okay, so this doesn't work. I'm not totally sure why. I thought that it would. Oh. I thought that maybe I didn't save this change, but yesterday I solved this right at the end of the day. Must not have saved it. That's surprising, but it should. Okay, if I do this, right? So I've got LV, LH, MV, MH. Okay, so that should now fix this particular issue. And I'll have a look. Yes, it does, right here. Perfect. Okay, so that was pretty trivial. Let's make sure I save it this time. Oh, I'm surprised that that did not save, but hey, okay. All right, so be it. Okay, now apologies. I'm a bit of a mess today, apparently. Okay, let's just get rid of this because it was just a test anyway. Okay, that's good. Okay. Well, here I go. Now, I kind of want to just see what this ends up looking like. Hey, it worked. Let's save it out. Save that to output/test ISO view. Let's see. Okay, I gotta change the canvas size here, but it's looking promising. Once again, I must apologize for the nasal quality of my voice right now. I'm a little stuffed. Okay, so what's a nice simple way to change it up here? Let's do 900 by 500. Yeah, that's good. That should be good. Okay. All right. Well, I'm way out of line here, but we're in the ballpark of correct. We're getting there. So what I realize I need to actually do, or one thing I need to actually do, is get the I need to translate this properly to the center of the space, of the 3D space. Okay, so to do that, let me see if I can actually treat. Let's pull this object definition out, actually. Well, actually, let's, yeah, I'll do this. Def model is this thing. Yep, that should be good. Okay, so the model, I can hopefully do f slash bounding bb center 2D. Well, that's not going to work. Right. Yeah, f slash bb center 2D. Right, it needs a list of points, which I could do. I could just pass it. How do I want to do that? I won't worry about that for now. Actually, I'm gonna want to do something different, but okay, so let me just do bounding volume of model. Okay. So from that, if I do f slash midpoint of the vertices of that, of this bounding volume, that should get me a translation that should center that whole thing around the origin. I think that'll make sense. So what I want to do here is actually just f slash translate this by negative 529.17, negative 66.15, negative 5. Although this may be 0, but I'll leave it that way for now. Let's see if that'll actually work the way I want it to. Okay, so what I actually want to do here is take this part away. Yes. And then ISO view can actually just be, let's make this just a little smaller here. Instead of object, let's put the model in there. Build that and see what this looks like. Okay. It's close actually. So let's just as a quick cheat here, I'll scale it down by half, so it's half the size. But it looks like it's correctly centered, which is nice. Oh, not quite. I also have SVG / axes ISO I thought I had isometric axes or something. Yeah, okay, I'll try. Let's see if I'm not sure if this will work. I don't remember how I did that. Just trying to get a there we go. Okay. Okay, so it is kind of working. I see. Well, okay, let's just do this. 500 by 500, scale of half is fine. And the model and this isometric transform are kind of wrong for what I actually want. But, okay, that's a good start. Okay, what I want to do now is actually just have it the other way. So to do that, what do I need to do? I'm gonna go open up dev/stylo.org. Let's see if I could fix this a little bit here. Okay. If I make this -90, save that. I wonder if that'll actually do what I need it to do. I'm not totally convinced that it will, but let's give that a shot anyway. Let's see here. Let's do cider namespace reload. I think that'll work. Something's wrong. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Huh. Well, okay. Instead of reload all, let's just do reload. Okay, that's not working the way I thought. Excuse me. Reloading successful. Okay, well, let's give that a shot. Unable to resolve symbol I in this context. What did I mess up here? I don't understand what happened. Maybe I'm not understanding what refresh namespaces actually does. So let me just do sysman restart and do it that way. See if I'm on the right track with that rotation change. Okay, let's give it a shot here. Okay. So now with this, symbol I is not, okay, I must be missing something here. Why is it doing that? Okay, I'm missing something. I'm not sure what happened. Okay. That was weird. Not quite following what happened there, but okay. Not a big deal. Not a big deal right now. Oh man, now there's nothing there. Okay, so that didn't work. Unless I'm doing this all wrong. Okay. It's almost correct, but not quite. As you can tell, it's now, I need to rotate it also on X. So let's see. This might break it again, right? Like I might be undoing, I might be rotating and then undoing rotations and stuff like that. I just don't, not sure what I was trying to accomplish with this, to be honest. But okay, let's, I'll go ahead and just make these changes because I'm not trying to work too hard today, so. Okay, let's load that up. Something's gone wrong somewhere with this file, and I can't trace it yet. I'll have to figure it out. It looks like everything up to what here's fine. I don't know. Maybe there's an issue here. That looks okay. That looks fine. Looks fine. Is it here? No. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, whatever. There we go. Okay. So now let me, if I change this to top transform and save that again. Yeah, okay. So that now things are starting to make sense. The top projection of this isometric transform. There we go. That top like that makes sense to me. Okay, so I'm on the right track. That also means the top view is the x-axis and the y-axis. So we've got positive x going up left, or pardon me, positive y going up left, positive x going up right, and positive z going up, straight up. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. Well, now I've got a basis to start working on actual animations here. So the obvious thing is to start working on if I do that, I get a different extrusion, and let's actually start to parameterize things with a let here. Let h be, let's say, 20. Okay. Given that, I can extrude by h and translate here by negative h divided by negative 2. So given that, it's hard to see it, but if I make h 100, this should be a little more obvious. Oop, a little more obvious. Oh, I didn't save it, of course. Yeah, okay. Not sure that that looks good, but it's a starting point anyway. So the issue or an issue these are wireframe kind of. What am I trying to accomplish? Well, I'll think about it when I get back. I'm actually going to go to the washroom, blow my nose, you know, that sort of thing. Be right back. Right, so what do I do? What do I do? Well, so let's see here. What I would like to do for a moment is what I would love is actually, well, let's see here. I want to render it out, which I'll do off stream because a full render will be slow and tedious and all that stuff. But I want to render it to, I think, 1080p resolution. So, what's a good sort of test resolution that's not too big? Oh, that's right, of course. Geez, the ratio is 16/9. Of course it is. So, what am I trying to do? What am I doing? And then this would just be the reciprocal, yeah. So if I do here 900 times this, that's not an even, that's not even. No. What am I doing? This is just a waste of time. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll just do 800 by 450. That's yeah, okay, that's a good ratio. And I'll try to, let's see if I make this 0.75. Let's have a look at that. Actually, I don't know. So I'm trying to get a smaller window that will represent what it looks like in a 1080p screen, because this will be like an overlay over the whole, my whole stream, right? So I kind of want to get it correct in perspective and stuff like that. So that looks okay. Okay, but now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna make another thing here called def base sketch. Let's do that. I'll call it that. That makes sense. So what I'm going to call the base sketch is just going to be basically this. Okay. So using that, so the base sketch is a list of points. It's just a whole bunch of polygons. I think first base sketch, I think this is the letter K, right? So what I want to do is def K to be wait a second. There's probably a smarter way to do this. Get sketch. I'm not going to worry about making this too crazy. So here, def K to be base sketch. First, from base sketch, and then run that through f/polygon2. Does that work? Let's try that. Okay, so, well, actually, I have to do K sketch. No, this is wrong. Well, okay, let me go all the way with this one for a minute. Right, so K, I'm just gonna make like this. I'm just trying to pull out the pieces so they can kind of independently work with letters, if that makes any sense. Oh, there's no H, of course. So let's just do what? 20. There. Okay. Instead of model now, I just do K. Yeah, okay, good. Kind of. So, I'm not totally sure what the smartest way to do this is. I want to parameterize, I want to handle all the letters sort of independently, but I want to have a base. You know what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to begin building out I'll do one thing like this. Yeah, sure. Not quite as clean, but it works. So here, split path becomes ooh, wait a second. There's one slight issue. Can you do nth? No, this. All right, I'll just do it the really, really straightforward copy paste way, and I'll add little things to make it smoother after that. How about that? So it's not first, it's second, and actually, let's do nth. No, yeah, no, we'll do that. Nth 0, nth 1. Yep, so that makes sense. So I'm kind of doing them all backwards, but that's okay for now. Actually, no. Let's do it like this. Okay. C K. Let's split this here, and we'll do. Sure. Okay. Paste A. Now here, I need 2, right? If I do nth2, call A, this won't be the full shape. It'll be, yeah, this is just the inner part of it. So I need a way to mush them together. I could do drop how does drop work again? If I drop 2 from a collection, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I could drop 2, take 2. I think that might work. Nope, not quite. It has to be. So this is not really idiomatic. Did something wrong? What did I do wrong? Okay, let's have a look here. Oh. Wait a second, let me see this. Huh, I did something wrong. Oh, no. I did something right, but it has to be like this now. Apply polygon 2. It's gotta take this shape. Right. Yes. Let's try that. Okay, I think we're in the money. Let's see. Yep, perfect. Okay, a little convoluted, but it does work. Okay, now this is drop 4, take 2. Let's try that. I think I'm counting through this right. Yes, perfect. All right. Okay, so we're done the BACK. T will just be nice and simple. Right, T has no holes or anything, so it's just nth. So it'll be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be. Again, apologies for the nose. That's just the way it is today. It's not perfect, but you know, that's the way it is. Okay, the H is also just a simple one. Ugh, pressing the wrong buttons like a chump. Copy, paste. Seventh. Yeah. Yes. Okay, making good progress. All right. Oh, I did the wrong thing again. This is a G. Excuse me. Okay, right, so I'm just wasting time. I think it's drop 8, take 2. Maybe I am wrong about that. We'll have to see. I might be off by 1 there. Nope, we're good. I did it again. My Emacs copy paste buttons are different than the global clipboard, so my brain always forgets it. The letter I has 2 because, not because they're a whole, but because it's 2 independent paths, but they are associated with each other. So this is 10. I. Then R is just like a T. There we go. It's just a single path, and it's 11, I believe. Let's see if I'm right there. Oh, it's 12, not 11, of course. Yeah. All right, last 2, the B and the E, which I have done before, so that's not too hard. Let's just cut to the chase and do both like this quickly. Ugh, again, using the wrong keyboard shortcuts again. Okay. B, E. I think those are correct. Yeah, I think that's right. So let's do E. Ooh, almost. Off by 1. I need to drop 13 instead. Yeah, there we go. And then here, the B, drop 15, take 2. That should consume the whole list. B. Perfect. Okay, so I have every letter now handled independently, right? So what's the point of doing that? Well, now I can do some cool things like, let's see here. Can I actually, does this work? It does not. Oh, right, I have to do something. I believe this should work. Ooh, wow. Okay, let's try reduce with union. Does that work? It does. Okay, so let's see. I'm just testing this. Oh man, it's working. Okay, so what I can do now, or what I think I can do now, if I'm thinking about it properly, is create a little for list here for letter in the list B E R I G H T B A C K. Ooh, problem. I have B1. There's no other duplicates, right? There's 2 B's, 1 E. Yeah. B1 and B2. Those are the only ones that matter. There we go. Okay. Not sure if this is the smooth way to do it, but you know what, it's fine. So for each of those letters in that list, oops. Actually, let's do phrase is for letter of phrase is that, yeah, that's fine. If I do it that way, let angle be I don't know if I'm doing this in an intelligent way or not, but since it doesn't matter too much, I'll just let it do whatever. Let the angle just be, well, let's just do times 180 the index divided by count phrase. Oh, it's a little hard to read. So I get a unique angle as a fraction of 180. Yeah, that's fine. That's the angle. And then the actual shape is gonna just be, let's do a thread first of nth. Let me make sure this is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? Right, so range 11. Okay, good. It will not have an index range issue. So if I do nth from phrase, index, and then just run that through f/rotate. I want to rotate it along the x-axis only, so I'll just do angle 0, 0. Let's see if my brain is working. Okay. Let's see if this works. It does, except what have I done here? I've doubled something up for some reason. Oh, do I have two B1s in here? Oh, I do. That's kind of cool. Okay. So that's a fun thing. It's hard to read it, right? But you can imagine if this were animated, you could have a kind of delayed twist, right? Like if I make it only 90, say, right? The same idea will happen, but it's proportionally twisted. That's pretty cool. I think that's neat. Is it twisting about the right point though? It's a little hard to tell if it's actually twisting along the x-axis, but I think it is, because I think I've centered it properly there, so that's good. If I do, right, if I make it a full 360, it'll look different again. It doesn't, you can't read it, it's not very readable. So that's neat. I do wonder. Okay, well I'll just leave it at that for now. Pretty cool. I like it. What else would be neat? What else would be nice to do? Or cool, anyway. What if I did... Huh. What if I did... What if I kind of grouped them a little bit like this, and then applied twists and stuff to those, or not twists, but group transforms of their own. Okay, save this. Instead of calling this ISO view, let's call it twist idea 01. Yeah, let's just do this. And we'll just do letters. Idea A. Idea B. Copy this. Okay. Right, so with that approach, now let me build something a little bit different here. So in this particular one, I want to how do I want to do this? Oh, actually I have a little idea here. BE should be not just the list of phrase, like the list, but it should be, no, actually I'm okay with this. If I do apply f/union to B. Okay, that does work. f/mid. Okay. Okay, so the midpoint of BE is this position currently anyway. Does that make sense? I think so. The reason that's important is because here what I want to do is create a let here. Oop. Let BE model. Oh boy, BE model B thread. The shape apply f/union to BE. f/translate it 456.47 by 1.62 by 0. So it's in the center, and now I want to rotate it 90 on Z. Yeah, so and then rotate 90 on Y. Let's see if this actually makes sense. Now here, shape render curves. I don't need to union this yet. I just need to create BE model. Unbalanced parens. You're crazy, man. No, that makes sense. Okay. Good, good, good. F/rotate. Yeah, I always forget that. F/rotate, F/rotate. Okay. See what this looks like. Hey, that's what I wanted. Okay. Perfect. And then now I want to untranslate it again, just so it's in its original position. Which is the difference between, effectively, if you put a translate to move the object's midpoint to the 0, 0 position in global coordinates, perform a transformation on it, and then apply the exact opposite translation back, it's equivalent to applying local coordinate transformations on the shape, because you're temporarily moving the shape to the middle, transforming it, moving it back. It's different than transforming it in position relative to the global coordinate system, because instead, like it would rotate, for example, if you're always rotating about 0, 0, 0 in the global position and your shape is way out here, you'll move your object way around. But if you move it first and then rotate it and then move it back, you just end up turning it like this instead of rotating it like this. So that's a useful thing to be able to do. That's why I needed to calculate the midpoint of it. I haven't wrapped that up in a better function yet, but you know, it's something to apologies. I could wrap this sort of thing up into like a macro or even a nice function, or maybe a dynamic var that says local transforms versus global or something. I'm not sure how I want to really capture that idea, but it is probably important to capture at some point. And then this I could do the same thing, but I just don't know the translation yet. So let's pull this code. Oh, right, I have to reduce. Okay, so same idea, exactly the same idea here. But I want a different rotation here. I only want this one to rotate on X by 90 and then translate it back. Okay. -0. Okay. Oh, and now I need a reduce f/union this list. Ooh. Wait a second. Oh, that's right here. All right, we're close. Yeah, that makes sense. And now I will be right back. Okay, quickly add this last group here, be right back, and this just gets this. It is a little bad that I'm kind of hard coding the midpoints of these groups, but yeah, I actually wonder. I'll worry about that later. There we go. Last one. Be right back. Actually, oh well, whatever. Okay, negative 349.85. .89, negative 2.89, 349.85 here, rotate 90, and this here I want actually to not have a rotation at all. Technically then, for now, let's build that out. Be right back model. All right, does this look like anything? Okay, so yeah, so the idea with this one is a little bit related to how do I want to write this out? Yeah, that seems reasonable. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's pretty legible. Okay, so with this is, let's start by moving let's move the letter or the word B closer to positive X. I don't know, 100. I have no idea what the right scale for this should be. Let's just leave the 0 for the time being. Okay, so it's like on the order of what, 150? It's close. Let's do 175. Yeah. Okay, it's a little hard to tell how close that actually is. I'm just gonna be okay with it for the time being. If I do, yeah, well, that's good. Now the word right, let's move it up 75. Oops, that's the wrong direction. I actually mean Z. And let's move it 100. Well, that's the wrong direction. So I have an inversion and something's wrong there. Something is wrong. Not sure what's going on with that, but okay, so be it for now. So be it. That's a little too high. 50. It shouldn't be negative. I'm a little upset with that. Well, upset's the wrong word. I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything useful. All right, and the word back. I do realize, so I'm not properly, what would actually make more sense is if I moved all of these just to their centers. So let me think about that for a second. Right, so, and it's really nice to be able to just shut different parts off like that. I love it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's the right position for this for now. Okay, let's turn that one off. And the word right, I actually do now want to translate it like that. Let's have a look. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. And the word back. Whoops. Perfect. Okay, so those are, we'll call it good enough. They're centered on the origin. They're just pointed, they're just rotated in a different facing direction. And you can't read it at all, which is exactly what I wanted, actually. So using that, actually just for kicks, let me extrude this. Right, let's extrude it by, let's go with 200. I don't know that that's gonna look good at all. It's also not, I didn't like isolate these ideas from each other. Whoops. Why did that not change? Do I have to did I not actually eval? What did I just do? Alright. Okay, alright. There we go. Yeah, this looks ridiculous in the best way. Right, so what am I even saying? I don't know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I was saying these, the idea A and idea B are using the same model parts, right? So the heights of those are not independent of each other. What I should be doing actually is creating a function, maybe, that's a sketch of each polygon. I should kind of have them saved at the polygon level so that I can control the height on its own. That would make a little more sense. And that's probably what I'll have to switch to. But this whole stream is just goofing around. It doesn't have to be all that sensible. I'm not feeling 100% anyway, so it just is gonna be fine. It's just gonna be fine. But let's move the let's make these 10 or 20 again like they were before. Zip on down over here. Build this again. Oh. What did I miss? I missed. I didn't change this one. I did not change it. Change it. I don't know why I'm rebuilding all of those. It doesn't matter. There we go. Okay. Let's just, pardon me, let me finish up idea B here. Oh, excuse me. Right, all I need to do is translate them a little bit. So this one was 175. Yeah, that looks pretty good. This one has to be, unfortunately, because it's the wrong direction, -50, I think. Maybe 75. 65 probably is good. Yeah, it's close. That's good. Okay, and the word back, let's move it positive y. I think no, negative y. 35. Oop, wrong way. Let's move it 75. First, better to go a little extreme and then walk it back a little bit. So actually, what does this look like? It doesn't look great, but that's kind of an idea. It's something. Let's go 65, 65. It's close, and let's actually do this 85. Not my favorite, but it's okay. Right, so what I really should do is make this a little bit better than it is. Wow, genius, right? Brilliant, right? Yeah, okay. Idea A. Idea A is definitely cooler, where it's like twisting like that. Idea C, I need to do this differently anyway, so I will, in fact, just rephrase. Yeah, I'm gonna do this a little bit like this. Sorry for the voice. Not my best stream. I'll admit right up front that things are a little off the rails. But you know what? It's a little bit of the habit building. I have to still let myself do this so that I'm, you know, on track. I'm still having a good time, which is nice. If there is anyone tuned in now, I appreciate that. If there's anyone watching this later, I appreciate that a lot too, by the way. I just hope people are having a good day. Even if they're not feeling so great, I hope they're still managing to have a little bit of a good time somewhere in there, you know? Right, so what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna do one other thing. I'm gonna change how I do this. Instead of having the extrude translate in there, actually, I do believe this should still work, right? Yes, it does. Okay. All right, let me try this out. Right, so what I'm doing here is just converting these not, so they're not, I'm just taking the extrude function, or the extrusion out of this so that all of these become two-dimensional things instead of three-dimensional things. That way I can programmatically have independent heights for every shape. Just like I apply a unique rotate to each shape here, I want to be able to apply a unique height to each one of those. And to be able to do that, I need to remove the extrusion here. I want to keep the translate here so that every letter is in their correct position, because I don't want to have to redo all of that. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I think that makes sense. But it does mean I'll have to slightly change how I did idea A and idea B. But that, I don't think, should be a huge problem. Should be relatively straightforward. Yeah. Oops. Good. Yes. If I was feeling up to it, it would be really cool to make this even more automatic, but there's kind of some things are kind of hard to automate anyway, right? Like in this case, it's for sure faster for me to just kind of hard code where to take the letters out of. It would be cool too to eventually build something that can actually read curve data from fonts directly, and then take the curve data, convert it to SVG, convert those into straight line segments so that I can treat them as polygons, and eventually not even have to convert to polygons, but just have the ability to do direct boundary rep with curves and everything like that in 3D. So you could get like true text elements right baked into everything. That'd be really cool. But that's not what I'm doing today, obviously. That is currently beyond my capabilities for now. Not forever, but for now. Right, so I actually think in the case of idea A, I'm running some transforms through the objects from phrase here. So the only real thing I have to do differently is right here, just do f/extrude. I'll extrude it by 10, and I'll do f/translate in the direction. So if they're extruding 10 up, I can just translate it negative. Actually, while I'm here, let's do let h be 10. Oops, and this is going to be back here. Yeah. h00 h divided by 2. Yes. Okay, let's give that a shot. I think that'll be fine, actually. As long as I balance the parentheses, of course. Of course. I always need to do that. Of course. Let's see what it looks like. Yes, it does work. Okay, perfect. All right, well, so that's great. Now I have proper control of the extrusion, so I can make it even look, I could cheat it and make it look flat basically, which is pretty awesome. And I could control the angle that I rotate them through. So if I do 180 again, let's see how that looks when they're flat. Yeah, I still can't read that because it twists kind of past the camera, but pretty cool. Actually, just let's do front. Ooh, doesn't exist. Huh. Oh, it would be right. Yeah. It's I gotta work on those. My projection rotations or transforms are not correct. I keep putting it off. I keep not trying to solve it. That looks cool. Confusing. I think this particular setup will look cooler in the isometric as opposed to the top or front view. So I think actually all of them will kind of look cooler as isometrics. So I'm going to keep it that way. Nice. I do definitely prefer this to be less than 180, at least for the static image. When it actually comes to, well, that didn't work. Why not? There we go. That's weird. When it comes to the actual animation, you can kind of what I think I want to try to do is have sort of different sort of exponential decay, like attack and decay curves, so that a movement kind of bounces at the start and at the end to make it look a little more organic in its movement. And then if you kind of do that with the rotation, you can make it look pretty cool. And you could do a full rotation through, but you could just offset the start rotation for each letter so it looks like a wave while it's twisting. But let me fix idea B for a second here, because this actually won't work the way I have it written out here. What I need to do, I actually just need to here do a yeah, by H again. Let's make H 20 in this case, and then this here will be the yes, that's perfect. I think this will work. It should work. The order of these operations they're designed that they should be okay. Yeah. And this one can be deleted. Okay, I think we're good. Let's try it. So it builds. Does it render properly? Yes, it does. Yes. Okay. So let's try, let's see what this one looks like with a much smaller height. Cool. Okay. And now let's do one with like 500. Let's see how weird this looks. It's gonna look strange. That's kind of cool, but it's super, you can't read that. I mean, it might be cool. It might be fun to, I don't know, change the, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. Let's leave this one like that. Let's do that. Okay, one more idea before I go for the day. That'll be good enough for me, because I am nearing the end of my attention span for the day. Idea C. Okay, so this one actually is going to be a lot like A. So let's copy this and start with that. So what do I want to do? Well, let's make H range from H min is 10. Let's do 5. H max is 50. Okay, those are the start and end points for those ideas. Let's go with that. Split that. Okay, so all I really want to do differently is, instead of letting angle be this setup here, I want height to be a function of the index count. Let's see here. What's the right way to do this? Let's forget Hmin and Hmax for now because I'm lazy. let's do 50 times the index over this. Except incremented by 1 so that we have so that we never have a 0 height, and then we'll extrude it by height and translate it half the height, and we won't rotate it. We'll drop the rotate. Okay, I don't know that this is going to look like anything. Okay, so it doesn't really look like anything. It is clear the B is hot, is not extruded as high as the K, but that's not very it's not very clear. So let me actually do for index range count phrase. Yeah, so the index will start at 0. Oh, of course. So what am I trying to do here? Let's do that. H step 20. Okay, so now what I have here, let me just remove this entirely and start this idea over. So we start at H min always. So you add H min to whatever you calculate, which is going to be just your index times your H step, and that should be good. There we go. Okay, so that's a much more intense difference. If we step it only by 10, okay. And then what would be really kind of cool is from that, so that's your offsets, and then what would be neat is for the animation, you run a sine wave over it so that they're all expanding up, or they're extruding up and then extruding down. So they're all going between the minimum and the maximum, but they have different offsets. So it looks like a wave this way. So that's what I would do with that. I think that looks pretty nice. Yeah, it looks pretty sweet, right? Don't you think? I think so. So those are the 3 basic ideas I've got for some animations here. Letters, okay. Path anims. Let me zip on up here. I had some scratch animations here. And I just did it this way where, oh yeah, that's right. All I'm doing is outputting PNG. How did I do this again? Okay, so model. Oh, right. Basically what I do is I make a function that has the frame number as an input. And then everything that I want to animate is some continuous function based on the frame rate. And it doesn't technically have to be continuous, but for smooth, loopable animations, I make them continuous with sine waves, basically. So here, for example, you just multiply. So I happen to know that there was 1,000 frames that I was animating with. And then if you do a full rotation's worth of degrees through a rotation, it'll loop perfectly over the course of the right amount of seconds. So you can seamlessly continue the animation forever. So I'd have to do the same thing there. And then for frames, range this. You just run the model function with the frame that you're on. Yeah, that's actually it, right? Yeah, and PNG, yeah, that makes sense to me. Right, so let's make a little function here. I want to do this. The idea is to build a 3D model function that takes a frame number as an argument and calculates any parameter in the model can be set up to be dependent on the frame number. This works well with continuous functions and trig functions to allow smooth, loopable animations. Right, so if I paste the animate, I need the model function and the n frames, right? So for frame range 1 to number of frames, yeah, you run model function, but I want to assume it takes the frame and it also takes n frames as a maximum, so you need to know that, right? So you could, the reason for this is you can set up your model function to output, let's say you want a 3-minute animation, but you want it to always be 3 minutes regardless of the frame rate. So you could make a 240 frame per second animation or a 30 frame per second animation, and you want them to take the same amount of time to view, right? You do need to pass in the number of frames and have the model function basically adjust the step sizes that they use inside. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense, yeah. Yeah. And actually, how many... so that's the maximum number of frames that I could write with this file name string format. Let's say, let's assume that I want to do 120 frames per second. That's a lot of minutes, right? Yes, it is. 833 minutes. If I divide 833 by... Wow, thank you. 13 hours. Okay, so I'm well in the range of not having to change this to 6. I can leave it as 5 and be just fine. So I am going to leave it that way. So animate is a theoretically useful function. I could actually make a model function take a float value, so it goes from 0 to 1, and then that instead of a frame number, I don't know if I want to do it that way though. Yeah, no, because I'd still need to specify. I'm not sure. That might work. It might be kind of cool, but. Well, actually, it does pretty much become that, right? Because fr over n frames, right? So let's say I'm on frame 1 of 1,000 frames, right? Then the step would just be 1 over 1, 2, 3 frames or something like that. Keep forgetting that I just want to do it like that, right? So, and then I get to 1,000 frames out of 1,000, and you get 1. So, or should model function take a parameter t, which is time from 0 to 1. Then when I run animate, the n frames is the frame rate stuff is handled exclusively in the animate function and is not needed at all in the model function. I think this makes sense. I should also just have a look at how OpenSCAD does time-based calculations, as they do allow some form of animation as well. Okay, there we go. So I'm feeling like it's time for me to go for the weekend. Anyone who's been tuned in at all now, thank you so much. Thanks for putting up with the nasaliness today and the kind of helter-skelter thinking for the day. Not been a perfect day for me, but I'm so happy that I did this. I have I'm basically certain that I'll have some animations done on the weekend and ready to actually put on the stream, which is very exciting because it's about time that I kind of make things look a little cooler. It'll be nice, it'll be fun. If you're watching not live or anything like that on YouTube or anything, thank you so much. Please, you could support this by subscribing, by looking at my Patreon page, by sending messages, and by spreading this around to other people who might be interested. I intend to keep doing more and more creative projects and design projects with code. That's what I'll be doing on here. So yeah, so spread the word. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go take a nap and I'll be back on Monday. Have a good weekend, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay cool. I will be on my way. All right. Goodbye.